Good evening. So tonight my informative speech is going to be on the Church of Scientology. We are all very familiar with the incident with Tom Cruise where he was jumping on Oprah's couch and screaming, "I love Katie Holmes, I love Katie Holmes." As we all know, Tom Cruise is one of the most prolific members of the Church of Scientology. And tonight we're going to talk about all of that. So, the Church of Scientology is a religious-based church, much like Christianity or Judaism, things like that. But the only thing that's really different between an actual religion and the Church of Scientology is that actual religions are based off of holy texts, while Scientology is pretty much based off of the founders' science fiction series. So the founder of Scientology, his name is L. Ron Hubbard. He was born in 1911. I can't remember the exact date for that, but born in 1911, died in 86, I believe. And he has currently holding the record for the most amount of books ever published, period, with anybody. He has over 1,000 books published, and he's mainly for like kind of self-help stuff, and then a lot of science fiction as well. So he took a lot of what he wrote with his science fiction books and basically turned that into a religion, which is what we know today as Scientology, which initially, not a lot of people know this really, it kind of started off as something he also tried to familiarize and popularize before this, called Dianetics. A lot of the Dianetics in Scientology have a lot of the same things where they have this e-meter, there's emotional things that are going on with it, and high entrance fees and everything like that. But Dianetics that he considered more like an educational thing, while he considered the Church of Scientology a spiritual thing. And then we all know that Scientology is very, very, very well known for going after people who have weak constitutions, celebrities, and then rich members. Because the Church of Scientology, I think, in general, to become like a full-fledged member of it, if I'm not mistaken, costs around $3,000 for a membership into it. And they have these things called e-meters as well. Basically, to get in there, you have to have the right personality set, things like that. So you take these personality quiz, and then you also have a e-meter test that they do, and it's kind of like a lie detector test. So they have like little things all over your head and reads electromagnetic waves, things like that. That is a determining factor on joining Scientology. Which is very strange. And then it is a radically growing thing as well, so despite all the stuff that's been coming out about Scientology, they're still seeing increases in membership numbers every year for that. A lot of the things that have been coming out about Scientology is their link to abuse and everything as well within their organization. So we've had a lot of celebrities over the past couple years. I think the biggest one that I can think of that did come out and say yes, the Scientology church does abuse its members would be Nicole Kidman. I believe she gave an interview about 2 years ago or something, going about her abuse and everything that she had suffered through and what she had seen other people suffer through. They have had multiple cases brought up of statutory rape, assault, aggravated assault, and I think a couple cases of manslaughter too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. I need to double check some of my sources. But yeah, they've had a lot of things come up against them in the past that's very strange. And they're also very big on emotional manipulation as well. They've had a lot of previous members saying that they haven't been allowed to do this, they haven't been allowed to do that. They can't go to any sort of like therapy or anything like that either. Because the Church of Scientology firmly believes that if you believe in it, you have no need for any sort of therapy or anything like that. The only thing you need is Scientology, from what they believe. And then, again, I'll touch back on the massive cost of joining. Like I said, for a regular member, it costs about $3,500 to become a member of the Church of Scientology. So no old Joe Schmo, somebody like me, couldn't walk in there and say, "Hey, I want to become a member of Scientology." Can't do that. I have to have the money for it. I've got to pass the personality test. I got to do the e-meter test. I, as a regular middle class citizen, will never be able to afford to get into Scientology. just the way they have it set up and everything. They want members of elite, the rich people, the celebrities. They want those members within their organization. They're not going to let just some regular person in there. And then a lot of survivors and everything are talking about how they're now going to therapy and everything, things that they are now allowed to do outside of what the Scientology used to allow them to do. Nicole Kidman, she had even come up and said that, yeah, she's attending, like, talk therapy and everything like that to go through everything that the Church of Scientology had put her through. It's a huge thing. So, although many people thought that Tom Cruise was a big netter for chatting I love Katie Holmes and jumping on Oprah's couch, I think that with all the information and everything coming out surrounding this Church of Scientology, that is a good way to explain his behavior. Because if you look at all the things they've done, the way he's there's a lot of correlations between all of those. And then, although this is an evolving topic, with the new information popping up every few months, I think that we can all agree that Scientology is in its own right a modern-day cult that is still managing to get away with many atrocities with each layer that we peel off from them.